Happy New Year! We hope you had a wonderful 2025 and wish you the best in 2026. We wrapped up the past year with a few enhancements to your resources, including adding your warehouses to your farm map and geolocating your equipment so you know exactly where it is at all times. You'll also see an improvement to inventory tracking when making recipes, which enhances your traceability to know what lots and locations your ingredients came from. There are also some additional enhancements to the livestock yields and measurements imports we added last month, and updates to tracking your annual financial revenue on the profit and loss statement. Let's check them out. We'll start with the farm map, where you'll see a new option to add storage locations. We'll zoom in on one of our warehouses, outline the building, and then edit its details, where you'll see that it can be connected to your warehouse records. Let's link this to the East Side Barn and rename it to reflect that, and then we'll save. And the next time we access the map to view the barn, we'll see an easy hyperlink here to go directly to that warehouse record. You'll immediately see all the different things that you have stored and have access to the full history of inventory additions and reductions. You can also get to the map directly from the warehouse record, so if you have a large operation, your staff can easily go here and find what they need. And speaking of locating things, we'll move over to the equipment section, where you'll now be able to add mapped pinpoints to your equipment records to specify their exact location. This is slightly different from using the farm map like we just saw, so let's choose one of our pickup trucks, and then scroll down on the Details tab to see a new button for Add Map Location. You'll immediately see a red pinpoint that you can drag and drop around your farm map to indicate the exact location of this piece of equipment. We'll scroll down and save, and see that a new icon is displayed on the main equipment page for you to click and see exactly where it is. We'll close this window, and then go back into that record to see that you can update the location here. But beyond that, we've also incorporated this into your usage logs. When we add a log for equipment usage, we'll still add what it was used for, and then see a button here to Add Map Location. This pinpoints your exact location using your mobile device's GPS signal, so if you're using the FarmBright app on your phone to record the usage log, it will know exactly where you are, and you can choose the option to update current location to move the equipment to that spot. Be aware that this is not required. You can tag the location of the usage without updating its current location, but if we're leaving this pickup truck on the east side of the farm right now, we'll save, go back to the main equipment list, and see that the point is now updated. So if you have many different workers using your tools and equipment, they'll now be able to say where they left it and easily be able to know where it is with one click. And don't necessarily just think of this as where's the tractor. You could use this for small machines or hand tools as well. So if your coworker left the hammer in the east side barn, you'll know exactly where to find it. Moving on, while we're under the resources here, let's go to inventory to see an improvement to traceability history when using a recipe. We combine various inventory items for this feed mix. Let's go to the Recipe tab, make the recipe, and see that we're using barley, oats, and corn from different storage locations on our farm. We'll select the recipe output and choose to store the final product in our central warehouse, bin B. We'll make the recipe, and then check the history to see that the source has now been enhanced with additional information. We'll now see each ingredient listed with where it was stored prior to being used in the recipe and lot numbers that were used if applicable. This helps you keep better track of exactly where the ingredients came from, so if you need to trace one of your finished products back to a harvest or its raw ingredients, you can now check the history to see what was used. And now let's navigate to the Accounting tab to see the next new feature for this month. This change is particularly relevant to your year-end reporting that are allocated to different calendar years than when they took place. Overall, this feature has always been available in FarmBright, but we've tweaked it slightly to make it easier to see on your dashboard and reflect properly on your profit and loss statement. This feed expense that took place in December is a great example of this. While we purchased the feed in December because we got such a great deal on it, the goats that we'll feed it to won't be arriving until into the new year, so we'll allocate the expense to the reporting year 2026. After making that selection, You'll now see the different year easily noted on the dashboard, and you'll only see this if the years don't match. And beyond that, when we go to the profit and loss statement, that transaction that is tagged for the 2026 year is now displayed within that date range, even though the transaction date falls outside of it. Two very important things to note with this feature. First, those uniquely allocated transactions are only shown when running the report as of the first of the year. If we change this to January 2nd and update, that goat feed expense is not shown. This is because it is allocated to the year and not a particular portion of the year, so you'll really only see it when running your annual report. And the second important thing, we always encourage you to consult accounting professionals to make sure that you're compliant with local laws and regulations. FarmBright is available globally, and accounting rules can differ in different locations, so if you're going to use this, be sure that you comply with them. And with that important advice out of the way, let's take a look at our last feature for this month. We'll navigate to livestock to see that we have further enhanced last month's updates for importing animal measurements and yields. Last month we introduced the ability to add new records through this method, but now if you make any mistakes or need to update your changes, you can update existing records. So if you have a dairy or large poultry facility where you are routinely recording yields, if you need to make updates to any of them, you can always download your records, update them on the spreadsheet, and then re-import them to update. This can be helpful if you need to change dates or units without accessing all of the individual records. Alright, that takes us through what's new for this month. We've heard lots of great ideas for enhancements and improvements from our user community this year, and we'll continue listening and building new features into the new year. Thanks so much for working with us. See you next month.